Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Alumni Have Your Back Scholarships Chapter Events and Career Networking. My name is Caitlin Hennessy. I'm the Program Coordinator at Global Connections. Tonight we have three people joining us from the Alumni Association. We have Christina, Julie, and Kim, all are WSU alumni, and we'll be sharing what the Alumni Association can do for you right now as current students. Tonight, we will be utilizing the chat box, so if you have any technical difficulties, please let me know and I'll do my best to help you. We also have Olivia in the chat box who will help as well. And if you have any questions that come up at any point, please write them in there. We'll largely be taking care of questions at the end of the session, but don't worry, type in your thoughts at any point and we'll get to them at the end. We also have a special raffle tonight. We will be doing a raffle for 1 year student membership. So anyone that participates at all in the chat box will write your name down and put it in the raffle. And at the very end of the session, Julie will be picking the winner. All right, everyone, thanks for coming tonight. I'm going to turn it over to the folks at the Alumni Association.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us for this webinar. I'm Christina Parrish. I am the Assistant Director of Engagement at the Alumni Association, and I primarily work with all of our volunteers from across the country in our chapters and our clubs.
My name is Kim Mueller, class of 91. I am the Director of Engagement and get to work with four others on our engagement team, and we're going to tell you about what we provide for you.
And I'm Julie Mackey. I work on the membership and marketing team at the Alumni Association.
So the WSU Alumni Association has 54 chapters and clubs and special interest groups across the country. And the primary focus of those is to engage and work with the alumni that are in those areas. So within the state of Washington, we have 17 chapters. And as you can see, some of the chapters are one county, others are probably, I think we have up to 4 counties in one chapter. We have 15 chapters throughout the state of, throughout the United States, 4 multicultural chapters, 13 clubs throughout the United States, and 5 special interest groups. And again, the alumni and chapters and clubs are formed to support alumni throughout the country, and they're formed geographically. And the volunteers in those clubs, they represent and serve as advocates for the WSU Alumni Association. So again, we have about 28 chapters and clubs that are national. And to find those, I'm going to try and do this here and click over to our website. Sorry.
Yeah, my help.
Yes. Okay, so to find all of our chapters and clubs across the country in Washington, here is our web page for our in-state chapters, and it lists all of our volunteers and their contact information. And then so you can at any point get on and see, connect with them via Facebook or contact the chapter president direct and get involved. And they're always looking for volunteers from across the country. This is the Pierce County chapter Facebook page, and was that Pierce County?
It was Palouse.
It was Palouse, sorry. I was looking at Pierce County. But there are, again, 17 within the state of Washington that you can connect with. If you're in the United States, outside of Washington, here's a listing of all of our chapters and clubs that are outside of the state of Washington. They do things all throughout the year. We provided, I think there were about 550 chapter events that we did this last year, and ranging from viewing parties to WSU days and stuff, but I'll get into that in just a little bit later. So as I said, in addition to the in-state and out-of-state chapters, we also have multicultural chapters. We have 4. Right now we are looking for leadership in 2 of them, but I'll list you those 4. We have the African American, the Asian Pacific Islander chapter, the Kuama, which is the Native American, and then La Alianza, which is the Chicano Latina chapter for multiculturals. We also have 5 special interest groups. And I'm not going to go into these in a lot of detail, but we do have our student alumni ambassadors, the Cougars of the Desert, which is down in the Palm Springs area, LGBT Cougs, the Greek Alumni Organization, and the WSU Retirees Association. And all of these, what you need to be aware of is all of these special interest groups, they are set up for the purpose of engaging alumni, and they also recruit and cultivate volunteers. So this is just 5 more ways of getting involved if you want to do that. So as I said earlier, I would talk about some of our chapter events a little bit more. We again do events all over the country in all of our different chapters, and here's just a sampling of some of them, some of the fun ones that we thought of. In New York, they actually did a taco truck crawl, and that's what the picture on the bottom left that you're seeing, and it was very successful, very much like a pub crawl, but it was for food trucks. For our we have holiday events, pumpkin carving, but our big one is during the holiday season, and that is our Cougar Golden Mistletoe. Those are set up where most of them are at wineries, but they bring in area artisans that sell and produce Cougar merchandise, and they sell that there. So it's a great way to get your shopping done for the Cougar in your area or in your family. We also do wine tastings and beer socials, community service events. We try and we actually encourage all of our chapters to do a community service event at least once a year. And then we have a lot of cultural and arts events that we do. In King County area, we had WSU Night at the Nutcracker, which was hugely successful, where we had over 120 people attend that this year. And then some of our smaller chapters, actually all of our chapters do outdoor adventure type of things. We just had a skiing WSU Day at the slopes. And if you click on the the Spokane County page, there's a bunch of pictures on that. But one of the great ways to find out all the events that are taking place in the area is to go to our events calendar, and where that is, you could find that. The friendly for our events calendar is www.alumni.wsu.edu/events, and this is chronologically, and so you can see all of the different events that are taking place all across the country at any point on this calendar. Just some more chapter events that we do. We do a lot of WSU Day at sporting events, and well, we're getting there to the slide. There we go. We have WSU Day at different theme parks, at different baseball and soccer games. And then one of our biggest event that we do, it's not actually one event, but there's multiple events for the viewing parties for all of the football games. And this is in 2016, we held approximately 550 viewing parties all across the country. And there was probably one in your area. So definitely before any football game in 2017, look up where you can attend a viewing party in your area. So at that, I'm going to turn over to Kim.
Why we're providing you this information is because we would love for you to join in these events. I know that we're called the Alumni Association, but we also love our students to get involved whenever they can. And so what it would look like to you is that you could go and go back to that webpage that we were at that showed the wine with Cougs in the Olympia area, and you say, oh my gosh, I want to go meet some other Cougs, and boy, it'll be really fun to do it over a glass of wine. And so you would go and register. Some of our events have fees, some of them are free. And you actually get a discount if you are an alumni member of the association, and Julie will talk about that in a moment. So what you get to do is then go hang out with other Cougs and talk about, well, network and find some connections with each other, and then talk about what it's like to be a Coug and share your experiences as a global campus student. And other people will be from global campus. We have some alums from Tri-Cities and Vancouver, so you just get this really nice mixture of alums from all over the broad spectrum of WSU. So that is why we are sharing these really cool things with you. So we want you to take part and join the Cougar Nation. Cougar Day at the Mariners is my favorite too. There are, I think, 3,000 Cougs usually at Cougar Day at the Mariners. They get really great seats for a really low price. On top of that, $2 of each ticket goes to scholarships for students. On top of that, you usually walk away with a hat or a t-shirt and a really great time at the game. And the section is just nothing but crimson and gray. So if you love the Mariners and you're in Seattle during the summertime, I think we have the early July is the next Coug Day at the Mariners. Please join us. The tickets go fast, so as soon as you see the registration go up, then, excuse me, or the event posting, then you'll want to register right away. All right, so I'm moving on to talk to you about other events the Alumni Association puts on, and these are centric to just our things going on in our community. Where are you guys from? Do you mind shouting out or typing in what area you are in Washington or in the nation? Tri-Cities, awesome. We have a really great, Tony, we have, oh my gosh, Denver. Where in Arizona are you, Holly? We have a really great group of people in the San Diego area, in the Tri-Cities area. In fact, Mesa, got it. Okay, so in Tri-Cities for the viewing parties, they have hundreds of people in Richland at the viewing party site, and it left my mind about the name of the place, but it's the Cougar Hangout in the Tri-Cities, and so be sure to drop by. It's free. You get to choose whatever you want off the menu and eat and watch the game with fellow Cougs, and it's a really good time. If any of you ever make it to Pullman, we have a few other events that take place. In 50 or 60 years, if any of you are graduating this year, we would love to see you back for your Diamond or Golden Graduate Reunion. So in April, we have the class of 1957 and 1967 coming on campus to kind of check out how campus has changed, or talk with current students to hear about how student life has changed. And of course, they always like to share with us stories about what it was like as a student, 50 or 60 years ago, when women couldn't wear pants even if it was 2 degrees out and had to be home by 10 o'clock. It's just crazy. But anyway, that is something I hope that you look forward to in the far future. If any of you are graduating this year, we have grad barbecue for our graduates. So what that entails is on Friday before commencement. Commencement usually takes place on Saturday when you would walk. You and your family and whoever's in town to help you celebrate would come to the lawn at the Alumni Association, and we would love to treat you to a barbecue, and people just kind of hang out and visit, and it's something to do and entertain families and friends while they're in town. We have some yard games and a DJ, but it's just a chance for all of you to gather so we can celebrate you and all of your accomplishments. If you are a season ticket holder, or if you would ever like to come to a football game, and it would be wonderful if you could come to Pullman to a game, but it would also be wonderful if you meet us at an away game, because we'll be there too. For the home games, the Friday before home games, we have this winemaker's dinner called The Feast. It's the best dinner you'll ever have on the Palouse, and we feature a Cougar connected winery. So if you're having for my friend in Tri-Cities, let's say you're having a birthday coming up, I would tell my significant other or parent or somebody that, yeah, that's what I want to do for my birthday, and have them buy you that for your birthday present. That's what I did, and it was one of my most memorable birthdays ever. Last but not least, I have 2 more I have to talk about. So homecoming, every year in October we have a home game, and our student alumni ambassadors, so we have a group of students who volunteer for the Alumni Association, helping with traditions and helping with a bonfire. They put on this huge bonfire, and I think we had like 500 alums come and gather around near Flag Lane, which is near our track, and they had each of the coaches talk from all of the teams, and some of even the athletes came up, and they had a lip sync contest, and it's just about an hour-long event that is our tradition that we do at WSU. And then for those of you that are interested in becoming Alumni Association members, my friend Julie is going to talk to you about becoming a Platinum or Life member. And for those that do that, get the opportunity to have a reception in your honor, and that takes place during homecoming as well. So football weekends. We, like Christina said, we have viewing parties across the nation, and I bet you there's one near you. And so we'll have one web page dedicated just to those viewing parties. But we also go to almost every away game and throw a tailgate. And our name of our event is called the Pre-Games. How we can help you professionally and with your career. So WSU Alumni Association puts on a monthly networking event that is kind of like what we're doing now. You would type in, it's a chat room style, like how you're passing on questions, and we have individuals that are professionals in their area that will help you with your resume. They'll talk to you about interview skills or chat with you about interview skills. You can pull up your LinkedIn account, and they can look at your LinkedIn page and see if you need to update anything. But it's just an online opportunity to do better at your professional development side of the house, so that when you're ready to move on to another position, then voila, you're set and ready to go. Another great thing that the Alumni Association can help you do is get your resume up and running. And we have an individual that has come up with this fantastic online opportunity that's called the Resume Coloring Book. And it walks you step by step through this online module of how to update your resume. So you can find that link through our website. I think the best thing, though, that the Alumni Association can do to help you with networking, because it's not what you know, it's who you know, we all know this, is for you to go to those events that Christina was talking about that are held at the chapters. So you can go and introduce yourself and meet Cougs, because I am telling you, Cougs want to hire Cougs. And so if you meet somebody who's in the industry, or somebody knows somebody that would be able to further you along in your career, this is the way to go about doing it. This is, I think, the probably the most valuable part of you coming or being a part of the Alumni Association is doing that networking. And maybe you're not comfortable with small talk and how to network. Well, you jump onto a monthly networking event in that chat room that we were talking about, and we'll guide you through on how to do that the best way. So I think that my time with you is done. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. I'm going to hand the mic back over to Christina.
Okay, I just want to quickly just touch upon one thing that actually the Alumni Association has a whole awards program that is set up and designed to honor individuals that have done outstanding achievements in their professions throughout the nation. But the one award that I really wanted to touch upon was one of the Volunteer Service Awards, because it is actually one of those awards is for students. And so all of our other awards are for alumni or for individuals who wish they were alumni. That is our Honorary Alumnus Award and our Adopt a Cougar Award. Those two awards are for individuals who did not attend WSU.
So another program that the Alumni Association has, and it's a benefit of being a member of the association, it's called our Wine-By-Cougars program. And so what that is we work with different wineries throughout Washington, and all of them are alumni wineries. So those alumni that run wineries, they connect with us. They have specialty wines that they would love to be a part of this program. And the best part is once you're a member, you don't have to pay a fee to become a part of this Wine-By-Cougars program. you're already a member, it's one of the perks. So the best part is that you can go through and choose what types of wine you want, whether you're a red person or a white person, or you want a little bit of both, but you get to pick and choose what you prefer to have delivered right to your doorstep, which makes life so much more fun. So with that is, because I mean, I personally, you know some things, or you know kind of what you like, but with each shipment we provide these wine notes. So with each wine note, it goes through what the winery is, a little background on the winery, the alumni that are part of the winery, as well as what that specific wine is. With it, sometimes we throw in good recipes that go with that wine, or what good food go with it too. So we try to help out and get everybody as connected as possible with these wineries. On top of it, all of the, or not all of the proceeds, but some of the proceeds, oops, sorry. Nope, I saw your question and I'll just answer it right now. As long as you're a member, there is no additional cost for a membership fee. So it's just whatever the cost is for the exact shipment, as well as the shipping and handling that goes with it, just because different states cause different shipping charges and all that. I hope that answered it. So with that, proceeds to this go towards supporting the WSU Viticulture and program and the College of Business's wine management program, as well as internships and scholarships that go towards those specific programs as well. And then on top of it, the artist expression series that's listed on there, what we do is we work with those programs, whether it's on campus or throughout, if that's your major. We provide an opportunity for you to create an artwork to go with that specific wine, and you have to present it, and it's a lot of fun for us just to be able to see all the different art forms and everything that go with that particular wine that we're trying to sell. But then on top of it, you get that, if you win and that is your art that goes with the wine, it actually will be part of it for I believe the entire year. So your name's going to be everywhere as well, which is kind of fun. Moving on, we also have an alumni travel program. So with this, if we partner with travel companies throughout the entire world, we offer a lot of different exciting destinations, travel options. We have them running all year round. These are just a very small segment of what we are offering this month, next month, and in April, but they go, again, like I said, all year round. So as you can see, hitting Antarctica, all the way to Cuba, to Italy. We've got some that are wine tours, or some that are cruises, and a lot of different opportunities for you. So with that is we try to target this towards alumni, so that way not only are you going to events and like Kim and Christina were talking about, but you have the opportunity to travel with different Cougs too. So sharing that bond with them as a Coug, but then on top of it, you're going to these amazing destinations and just creating these wonderful memories. And for the most part, we try with these programs, or these travel programs, to create a price that you can't really find on a different travel website. So we try to help out as many alumni as possible with not only in the country, out of the country, traveling, events, all of these fun things. So definitely something to look into, and I'm always jealous when a travel program trip goes, because I always want to go, but it doesn't always work out like that. And then, so here's one of our big programs. So
I feel like we should do a drum roll. This is a really important slide.
So with the Alumni Association, and it helps with all of you being students, so I'm going to just say right off the bat, we do provide student scholarships. So we want you to go, and I will show you the website, and the deadline is coming up in a couple weeks, but you have plenty of time still to apply. We provide a lot of scholarships to a lot of different areas with a lot of different criteria and everything. So I am encouraging you right now, please, please, please apply for our scholarships. Membership dues go towards scholarships. We also have a license plate program. and that goes to scholarships. Last year, for the academic year, we gave over $250,000 worth of scholarships to students. We are, for the 2017-2018 academic year, we're going to be giving $200,000 worth of scholarships. I'm trying to emphasize all the zeros as much as I possibly can, just with the amount of help that we want to provide to students. We're getting over to the actual web page for it. Okay, perfect. So what you're seeing on the screen, like I said, $200,000 worth of scholarships, but I will say this, is that if you want to apply for these, please do it very soon, because the deadline is coming up on January 31st, and that is a hard deadline. One of the biggest criteria for it is that you do have to fill out the general WSU scholarship first to even be eligible to apply for these additional scholarships. It doesn't take long. The general scholarship is usually really short, and it's it's a lot easier to just do it and get it out of the way. But on our webpage, there's, as Christina is scrolling through, there's all these different types. So some of them are location based, some of them are leadership based. Well, we try to revolve around leadership. Legacy awards, for the person in Arizona, we have a Cougars of the Desert award. With this, each one has a GPA requirement and all of those things. So you can just apply straight through here. Follow the instructions. There is an essay portion available in this as well. So if you need to check out what the criteria is for the different scholarships that you'd like to apply for, check it out first. Get all of your pieces in order, get your essay ready to go, and then all you have to do is input all your information, save and continue, put in your essay answers, save and continue, and it's that easy. So please, please, please apply for these scholarships. I would love to go through and read each and every single one to you, but that would take a very long time. So now that you have this, but the best, or the website for this is if you go to alumni.wsu.edu, all you have to do is hit / and type in scholarships, and that main page that Christina was on before, that will be what you see, and you can just peruse all of the wonderful scholarships that we have available. We do this every single year. We usually try to open it in, I believe this year we started around October. I'm sorry, I was just corrected. October. We always are trying to get as many students as possible. We want to help out as much as possible. So please keep an eye out for that. But usually our deadline is always the end of January. So that way we have enough time to provide you with those scholarships before the next academic year. On the website as well, any questions for this? Our guru on scholarships, her name is Leilani Stevens. She's a coworker. It has her email and her direct line. So if you have any specific questions regarding scholarships, she is the person to connect with. And she will also be helping to read through the scholarships and the essays to make sure all the criteria are in place. So please make sure that if you have any very specific questions, to connect with her throughout this process. Whew, okay, that was a lot on scholarships. The best part is that I know that it gets a little deceiving on the fact that it says the Alumni Association and we're focused on alumni and we do all of these things for alumni, but the best part is that honestly anyone can become a member of the Alumni Association. We always want more students to get involved, not only to help with our student alumni ambassadors if they're interested in getting involved on campus, or being a part of chapters and clubs, or anything, wherever you are, we want you to get involved. We also, this is the best part, is that for students, it is the cheapest membership that you could possibly get it out of all of our options. So take advantage of it now, because unfortunately it does tend to increase the older you get until you hit that golden grad, but we got some time before that happens. So students, it is $20 for 1 year. We do a deal where it's $60 for 4, so technically you're getting a year for free. Unfortunately, this thing, I think we are We might be out of certain sizes, but usually with your student member shirt, you get that student t-shirt for the year as well. So I'll show you a picture on that. It'll be in a couple slides, but that way you can see what this year's was and kind of get a feel for what we try to make as known as possible. So if students are walking around on campus or show up to an event or anything, we know exactly which shirts are our shirts too. On the list, as you can tell, graduates, alumni, we want you to become part of the Alumni Association. That also includes any former students. So if you took a class for one semester, you are considered a former student, you can still become a member of the Alumni Association. Parents of students, we have special memberships that include adding one parent with a student, and that's a bundled price. Parents love it because usually if you do that route, they also get a Coug parent coffee mug, and they get really excited about that. They usually want the t-shirt too, but that's just special for students, so you're welcome. If you're a friend of the university, we have something called an adopted Cougar. So even if you didn't go here, you show extreme loyalty and that Coug spirit and everything, you can get somebody to adopt you as a Coug. So we try to get as many people as possible because not everybody understands what that Coug spirit really is. And those that do understand it, having that person that when you're walking down the street in the middle of Denver or San Diego, and I know it happens in San Diego because my parents live in California and my dad calls me every time it happens. You're wearing a Coug logo, you're going to get a lot of shout outs. So with that, we just want to kind of continue that Coug spirit as much as possible and get as many people involved with this community as we can. So other benefits that come along with a membership, we like to provide lots of ways to save money. So with that, we have just locally, we have at least 50 different local businesses within Pullman that provide discounts only to those that show their WSU membership card. With some of them, they actually have online offers as well. So just the specific discount only for alumni. As Kim mentioned before, we have special deals for different events. So whether it is a discounted rate or sometimes it's a free for the members, but for non-members you have to pay. We're trying to help out as much as possible in the fact that you are part of this community, so we should be giving you free things, and I like that. With that, we also, because when you become a member, we ask you what area that you are in. So please keep us updated as well on the location, because what we can do is we send you specific event invitations that are in your area. So that way you're not just getting the general, this is what's happening in the nation. We can pinpoint and send you very, very specific info that is maybe down the street from you.
Can I interrupt you?
Please
You got
do.
a question on if they get a discount for the bookie, does it apply towards textbooks?
It does not. Unfortunately, it only is towards merchandise, but because the bookie with textbooks is run through a different company, we can't have that discount run through. But on any Coug gear or anything else that they have with the bookie, I believe our discount is at least 15%, and we do have that online code for it as well. So I'm sorry it's not on textbooks. We've been trying, but we clearly we haven't won yet. So going back, as I mentioned before, we do support student scholarships, so we always are trying to give back in that way. We also want to make sure that you are staying as connected as we possibly can. So at least once a month, if not twice a month, we send out it's called Coug News. It's an e-newsletter. It has a lot of different information from kind of what the WSU Alumni Association is doing versus we have some athletic stories in there and some other things. So we try to take everything that's going on with WSU and compile it into one big newsletter for everybody to see. Along with some other members only things that it might be a special offer, a special event only for members. We'll send out that information as well. Kim mentioned career networking before, so always trying to get people involved. We do have a specific LinkedIn account for the Alumni Association, and I'll show you what that link is here in a bit. So you can always look in there, make sure that everything is up to date, and then you can network through that as well. And then, I mean, of course, you always have the extra little Coug card with the Alumni Association, and they're really pretty cards, I will say that. Just to show off that your Cougar pride is just brimming over the edge, and that if somebody doesn't have the card, they're going to probably want one, so you can show it off, and then you can get more people to be in your area and be members. It makes it fun. And this is just a very small list. I could show you the full list of discounts, but again, that would take a while, so we have lots of benefits. So if you're interested, if you're a student and you're interested in becoming a member, oops, sorry. Sorry, I saw your question on jobs, and we do have jobs within the Pullman area, but that is a specific, what is it, Coug link, I think. You can search for jobs specifically within the WSU world, but with LinkedIn, they are all over the country, all over the world. It is kind of sky's the limit on trying to find jobs, so we're everywhere. Cougs are everywhere, and it's great. So there's always something in your area, or at least please look out for it. So a good way to go and become a member, if you would like, all you have to do is go to alumni.wsu.edu/student. So this kind of gives us the general idea of all the different types. So on top of all the different amounts of people that we want involved, we also categorize you in different ways. So we have recent grads who have a special rate for if you've graduated within the last 10 years. Alumni are kind of in that middle ground, or the alumni and friends, and then golden grads is 50 or more years. You can do a gift membership to somebody. You can become a student, or you can add your family on. So if you're looking through and you're interested in becoming a member of the Alumni Association, please go check us out. You can fill everything out online, but we always are more than happy to have you give us a call. We can get your membership processed over the phone. If you shoot us an email, we can always connect with you that way and make sure that we are helping as much as we possibly can to get you involved, because ultimately we don't run without you, so we always want your involvement. The other thing is, if you're ever in Pullman, or next time you're in Pullman, whether it's for a game, homecoming, just visiting, you need some more Ferdinand's ice cream or Kruger Gold, please make sure to stop by, because we always have fun little giveaways too. I think our face tattoos always go very quickly on game weekends. But we always just want to see you. We always want to connect with you, see how you're doing, see what we can do to help if we can. Take a look around our building. There's always so much memorabilia for students and everybody to check out. And we have a pretty amazing facility, so we always want you to come by and say hello. And then finally, if you're ever curious on how to connect with us, we have lots of different things. So you could just go to our main website, which we can show you what the main web page looks like. We do have Facebook. Also, each chapter and club tends to have their own Facebook page as well. We have a Twitter account. We have a LinkedIn account. We have Instagram. We have Pinterest. So if you can't find us, then let us know and we will direct you on how to find us. And then, so what you're seeing right now is if you type in alumni.wsu.edu, this is the main page that it's going to bring you to. So across the top, it'll have everything of how you can connect. The chapters and clubs that we talked about is under the groups and volunteers. Any types of membership information that you're looking for, and then all the different types of activities and events, different benefits, all of those things, they're all in there. So please go through, look around our website, get familiar with it as well, because it's all in there, I promise. We just want you to be as knowledgeable as possible. And I know this is a lot of information all at once, so thank you for bearing with us on that. But, okay, so
we are open for any questions that you might have. Did we not answer a question that came up that you want to re-ask, or maybe we can get some help with the mediator on that?
One question we had was regarding the events for alumni chapters. Do all alumni chapters do the same events, or is it unique to each chapter?
It is actually unique to each chapter. There are some events that do cross over, that, you know, one chapter might hold an event and all the other ones think it's such a great idea that they'll also want to hold the same type of event. But the one standard event that we have for chapters is our viewing parties. And then each chapter actually is involved in the scholarship process too. So they get to choose a student who is from their chapter that is attending the Pullman campus. So there is that involvement as well.
So this is something that it took me a while, even as a staff person in the Alumni Association, to come to grips with. The Alumni Association's main goal is just to make sure that you're feeling connected to WSU. I want you to know that we are not going to ask you for money. We are not a fundraising entity of the university. We are an engagement entity, and we call ourselves friend raisers. So I hope that you come freely to events knowing that nobody is going to ask you for money unless it's the cost that's associated with the particular event that is going on, and they may ask you to join with membership, but we're not going to have you sign your kid's life away and we'll take the proceeds. So just know that.
Sorry, just to tag along with what Kim was saying too on asking for money and everything, we do send out information based on how to become a member, and with that, as the page I was showing, we do have 3 different tiers of membership. We have an annual tier, which is always our cheapest one. We have a lifetime membership, so you purchase it once and you are part of the Alumni Association for life. We provide payment plans with that as well to try to help out on the cost, just because it is a little bit more expensive. And then we have our top tier is called our Platinum Life. And the only reason that we created that is because Alumni Association members asked for a better way to give back to the Alumni Association and give more towards the students and scholarships and events that we're running. So that is our top tier. We have those 3 different ones based on your financial needs. But like Kim was saying, that would be something of, we're just kind of providing knowledge that if you're interested in kind of leveling up on a membership, we always would love that, but it's not mandatory. We're not going to make you do any of it. We're just trying to give you as much information as possible.
Somebody else asked a question. Let's see, where are you? Tony asked, do the Facebook pages for each of the chapter groups have information about the events that they're putting on? And most often, yes. But if you want to make sure that you're not missing anything, then my suggestion would be going to our events page on our WSU Alumni Association website. That would be my. Sometimes our volunteers get really busy and maybe they forgot to post something, or maybe we have updated information and it usually is the most up to date on our website.
Great.
You are welcome.
And we do have another question from earlier, and it asks, do you have to golf or be an alumni to purchase tickets to the Palm Springs event?
You don't have to be an alumni, and you don't have to golf, actually. There are, it's a whole weekend of events that take place for the Cougars of the Desert. On Saturday this year, we are bringing in Dr. Schultz, the president of the university, who's going to be our keynote speaker at the luncheon on Saturday. And then on Sunday, there is a golf tournament, followed by a dinner and auction. And there's a lot of people that don't golf, but they just attend the dinner and auction, and myself included. So it's a lot of fun. It is, most of the individuals there are, it's a mixed group of alumni, retired faculty, staff. There are some locals that live there that attend, and then we do have a few folks. Our chapter president from San Diego has attended in the past, as well as our chapter presidents from the Los Angeles area as well. And all of that information can be found at www.alumni.wsu.edu/Desert Cougars.
Christina, somebody asked if the tickets are separate, golf versus dinner.
Yes, they are. Yep. And I'll see if I can, I don't know if we can get into this and I could show you.
We're trying to pull it up on our website. But in the meantime, I think that we are ready to do the drawing for the student membership. This is Kim, and I'm going to draw from the many names in the basket.
All right, who do we have? Our winner is SJ.
Holler, SJ, you are receiving a membership in the Alumni Association.
Way to go, SJ!
So we'll make sure to get your information in there. If I have any questions, we'll probably be connecting with you over the next couple days. And then we'll make sure to get your membership card in the mail. So please keep a lookout for that. Our packets are pretty snazzy. And keep your membership card with you all the time because you'll get discounts and fun things all over the place.
Okay, so here's the information on the Cougars of the Desert. And then on the registration page, just click register here, and it actually lists out right here for the luncheon and then golf and then the dinner and auction on Sunday night.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight, Kim, Christina, and Julie. We appreciate you sharing all the information about the Alumni Association, and we hope to see you soon.
We appreciate everybody joining us to listen to us talk. That was really nice of you to spend your night with us. So have a great evening, and we hope that we see you at an upcoming event.